In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create a new Zap in Zapier. Let's break this down step by step to make it as easy as possible. First things first, we're going to start by getting everything set up within Zapier. Open up Zapier on your device and make your way to creating a new Zap. If you're not familiar with the term, a Zap is like a blueprint that tells different apps how to interact with each other based on your instructions. Now for the trigger app, we'll be using Webhooks by Zapier, so go ahead and select that as your trigger app. For the trigger event, choose Catch Hook. What this essentially means is that you're setting up a way for Zapier to catch data whenever something happens in another app or service you use. Pretty neat, right? Once that's done, Zapier will provide you with a unique URL. This URL is important because it acts like a mailbox for the information you're about to send. With that URL in hand, we move on to sending some test data. Head over to the app you want to use or grab a tool like Postman, which is great for this sort of thing. Your task here is to send a test request to that URL you just copied from Zapier. Make sure to include a sample data payload and then hit send. You're essentially sending a trial package of data to make sure everything is working properly. After sending the test data, pop back over to Zapier. Here you'll want to click on Test Trigger. What this does is verify that the data you sent has been received correctly by Zapier. If it was picked up successfully, then you're on the right track, and it's time to move forward. If not, double-check the details of the data you sent to ensure everything is correct. Now, it's time to set up the action. This is where the real fun begins, because this determines where and how the data will be sent after it's received by the webhook. Add an action step to your Zap, and choose the app where you want to send the data. Let's say, for instance, you want to use Google Sheets to log or analyze your data. Select Google Sheets as your action app. Next, map the data fields that were caught by the webhook to the corresponding fields in the action app you've chosen. It's like connecting the dots to make sure everything lines up just right. After checking that your mappings are accurate, you're almost done. The final thing you'll need to do is to turn on your Zap, officially putting it to work. Once activated, your Zap will help automate processes, saving you time and making your daily tasks just a little bit easier. And there you have it. With these steps, you can set up a new Zap using webhooks and keep your data flowing smoothly between your apps. Thanks for tuning in and happy automating.